Right, time for day 3 and section 4 of the Colorado BDR. Spent the night here in Eagle. Was a good decision in the end. Think I got the Garmin fixed. Hopefully, I had to do full factory reset and all that stuff. Got all my stuff charged. Found out that my steering head bearing is pretty loose, so I had to tighten that down. So this morning I had to take off the steering stabilizer, which of course was a little stuck, and I stripped the bolt, but wouldn't be an adventure with everything going right. So I eventually extracted the bolt, got the steering stabilizer off, loosened all the clamps, and this person just really cut me off, which is lovely. But anyways, got it a little tightened down, so hopefully it's gonna travel a little bit less, but we'll see. So we're gonna hop on I-70 here for a few miles, head to Gypsum, and then get started. Alright, back in Gypsum. Gonna hop on the BDR section 4 from here. Looks like a couple of miles of road before we go on the trail. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, nice 55 degrees. I wish it wouldn't get any warmer than this today. I'm afraid it will. But we're gonna be at high altitude too, which is gonna help. And we're in dirt. Huh? Finally. 138 miles to Buena Vista from here. No cell service ahead. Perfect. Ran into a couple of guys also running the BDR at the hotel on some really lightweight Huskies. Guys from Canada. Good conversation with them while I was fixing my steering stem. Might be a good time to let out the drone again. It's a little early, but what the hell? I got all the batteries I need. Alright, almost had my first crash here while trying to I flew the drone, set the bike down, swung off the bike, and this hook right here grabbed my pants and it got pierced this layer here and I got stuck on it and almost ripped the whole bike up with me. Close call. Alright, I'm gonna put the drone away and see, so that you guys see what's involved with this. So let's open the back here, grab my drone back, make sure the drone is shut off. Alright, put on the gimbal protector, put the drone in here. And this is my little bag where I have all of my drone batteries. They're charging through 12 volt plug down here. So from there, I'm gonna switch it out with the full battery, put the used one on the charger so it can charge while I'm riding. Oh, hang on a second. We need to fix this. So I don't want to get stuck on this thing again. I'm gonna take it off. Well, oh, it's metal. No wonder that it didn't rip. There we go. Let's keep going. Still very cold in here. We're at 7,600 feet. I thought about camping up at near Taylor Park, but that's near 10,000 feet, and it's gonna drop to 30s through the night. And I have a 15-degree bag and everything else, but the dew point and everything just makes it wet in the morning too, and it's gonna be pretty freaking cold. So, but haven't dropped the bike yet. Got pretty close to it, but that's just because the pants got hung up. At least gives me something to fix then when we get to the campsite later. Patch that hole. Luckily it's just on a latch, but should be pretty easy. I got some tenacious tape, some aqua seal. The steering of the bike feels a lot better now that I've tightened down the steering stem nut or whatever that's called. It was super loose. It wasn't even finger tight. It was looser than that. And I noticed that it just kept wandering and wallowing. At first I attributed it to all the gear that I have on there, but honestly what I do when I don't know something, I just Google it or do ChatGPT. I built myself a custom ChatGPT bot, uploaded the user manual, the repair manual, all the manuals to all of my accessories, gave it my service history, all of my modifications and everything that I have, and provided a few instructions to make it a mechanic. So I just chatted with it last night of the symptoms that I'm experiencing, and it pinpointed that it's most likely loose steering stem bolt. I asked a question, I just went to some other symptoms and ruled stuff out, but turns out that is what it is. So nicely done, ChatGPT. And if you're ever interested in building one or seeing how that works, just shoot me a comment or something. I might make a video on it. Beautiful. I love these little rivers, these little creeks running us through the mountains. wanted to see what that pass is ahead. This looks like we're making our way to Crooked Creek Pass at just over 10,000 feet. Man, you can really tell here how this goes when it's wet. Not fun. Alright, jumped the gun a little bit on the drone flying, so we ended up in the woods again. Sometimes it's hard to predict when you see an open, like an open hill or so. You think you're gonna stay up there, but looks like we're gonna go downhill for a little bit to a campground before we go up to that pass. But I mean, I said anyways, I want to do more drone shots than ever. That's always my favorite part to watch, so gonna have to do just more. Little jumps even. Whee! Gotta take it easy on the jumps with all that luggage in the rear. Plus I can't be the only one who makes little jump noises, right? The whee or something like that. Brings out the 8-year-old in all of us. Ooh. A creek crossing. This bike has way too much power. As soon as I pull a little bit, the front wheel's already in the air. Oh, wonderful riding here. It was really fun. Which way am I going? This Garmin is still malfunctioning. Oh man, it's annoying. pretty here. So extremely lush green. Oh, what a view. Didn't realize there was a big lake down there. We're continuing on our way. Oh wait. Huh. Took the wrong turn. Figures. Alright, now we're continuing on our way to Crooked Creek Pass. Apparently I missed a little turn somewhere. Alright, we came from the right and we're gonna go straight. Crooked Creek Pass. Oh, big logging truck. Very dusty. And this is Crooked Creek Pass. Peak. Nice. That bulldozer really ripped up the road good. Both spring and fall in Colorado are just amazing. Springtime is nice for all the lush green hills with tons of flowers, nice wildlife. Fall is amazing because it's rugged, it can be harsh. The colors of the leaf changes are incredible. High peak of summer on the Front Range especially is kind of gross. And winter out here is nice too if you're into winter sports. But you gotta be an outdoor person to enjoy living in Colorado. And if you do, then it's paradise. occasionally peeking through the woods here, the Collegial Mountains. Getting closer. Hagerman Pass is right in there. Steep, sandy downhill. Alright, looks like we're going to be turning onto road for a little bit. And we're back on dirt. Alright, we just crossed the 10,000 foot mark in elevation. Getting closer and closer to Hagerman. Should be breaking out of these trees here pretty soon. Gonna be some nice views to the right. Whew. That goes downhill pretty good. I definitely don't have a fear of heights or anything. I mean, running black bear and like just a lot of trails in Colorado. But whenever you get really close to a drop like that, you still get a little tingle in your finger and your feet. Especially here, this is such a cool area. Some decent drop-offs here. Oh man. This is real Colorado mountain riding as far as exposure goes. A little pika. I love these little pikas and marmots up here. Way cooler than the prairie dogs and those chipmunks. Alright, I'm gonna grab the drone. Hey guys. Alright, and off we go to Hagerman. A little rockier than it was last time. If I recall, there was a big puddle somewhere up here. Oh, there it is. Nice. Alright, that's definitely the deepest water so far. Oh, that was fun. That was way deeper than that one between Gypsum and Steamboat.
That is so awesome looking. But yeah, coming up this side is way easier than the other side. I'm not complaining, I like a challenge. But just be warned, coming up the other side is definitely So the side I came up, the hard alt version of the BDR compared to the normal route. But any decent intermediate rider should be able to handle it. Let's take the harder way. Why not? I do enjoy jeeping as well. I have a nice rig that I use, but past few years don't come out with the Jeep so much anymore. Because with the bike you just cover so much more ground, and I've done just about all the great trails in Colorado and Utah in the Jeep. And now some of my favorite places like Moab are just so crowded it makes it almost impossible to enjoy your time out there, not be stuck in a traffic jam. But it's nice to go out when you want to go out with somebody else or have people from out of town visiting. And some trails are just not possible with this bike, at least at my skill level, that are just hardcore Jeep crawling trails. I'm not a hard enduro rider. Ooh, that was a big pothole. This is Colorado camouflage. When you don't see what hides in the shade. Start seeing that big lake down there. Alright, come Turquoise Lake to the right, left, and we're heading into Leadville. I guess the BDR route doesn't really take you into Leadville, just around it. So I'm gonna take a quick 1 or 2 mile diversion into Leadville. And here we are in Leadville, highest town in America. It's also where you come in, or you can go up Mosquito Pass from here, which, boy, that's a rough pass on the bike with luggage. Alright, we're leaving Leadville again. Had a great lunch, nice burger, it was well needed, and got some snacks at an outdoor store. So from here I'm gonna go grab some gas and then make my way towards Weston Pass. Got about 73 more miles to Buena Vista, and alright, we're all gassed up. I still have that wobble in the front.
Alright, we're coming off of Weston Pass. Hopefully the drone video turned out good. Not a difficult pass, but it was rocky. And now we're heading closer to Buena Vista. 51 miles to go, it's 1:30 in the afternoon. And that looks like a huge beaver area. Alright, we're turning off this main road to a little trail, Tumbling Creek. Alright, this looks fun. Something else creating a dust cloud in the distance. See, we're going this way. Deep dirt. This is not as like that bad. It is slippery but manageable. The Wyoming BDR X was worse, but then that was real sand. This is some kind of fine dusty dirt. I don't know. It's very windy, otherwise I would let the drone fly here. But it's
very dusty and very windy. Oh, I see a water. I wonder if that's a water crossing right here. Oh, very sandy too. And some campers out here. Oh, this is a long water crossing. Alright. Let's see how it goes. That was awesome. No regrets. Might be coming up to the next one. This area looks a little watery. We are going left. And it looks like another water crossing. Oh. Looks a little bit deep in the middle, but there we go. Nice and easy. And deep dirt, sand, whatever. And a little dark in here. Bank turns. Nice. And you could really rip through here, like without luggage. That would be fun. I'm gonna eat up my rear tire, but I don't really care. This is a fantastic trail. We got cows. Alright guys, you're gonna have to move a little bit. Come on, little calf. Oh, the flies are thick here, Jesus. They did not want to move from their little spot. I don't blame them, it's a nice area. Ooh, we're back in sandy stuff. Very steep. made it out of the aspen forest. There's a lot of water in the horizon. And I am kind of getting tired, to be honest. Take a quick break before going to the road down there, and then we'll keep going. Back at it. A 3-minute break because there were about a gazillion flies and stuff that just came at me, attacking me. It's gonna have to power through the last 25 miles or so, which I mean, it still makes for kind of an easy day on the CDT when I was doing 220 miles a day in wet conditions. That was brutal. The water crossing. Coming up to the road. Oh, this is 287. I know where I am now. So this is the normal route to Buena Vista from like Fairplay going through the South Park area. Huh. Alright, just jumping off 287. And back on the trail. Suddenly dropped into very deep sand. Looks like there's a big thunderstorm coming in the area where I was planning on going camping. Let's see as we get closer. Whew. Oh, down there's Buena Vista. Look at that view from the collegials. Didn't realize we were that far up still. This section right before Buena Vista is really fun. Very steep, windy. Coming up it would be even better. Whew. Very deep sand. Great trail. Oh yeah, this is very steep. Stay on the throttle. But all the turns are banked, so you can really lean in. Huh. 6.5 miles left. But there's that storm rolling in pretty quickly. Oh, what a view. I gotta check my map if this is on the normal BDR route or not, because this definitely feels like a hard alt. It's fun and it's not overly difficult, but managing it with a big bike would be a handful. This is all real sand. I was trying to steal my front wheel. Yeah, looks like a normal road. Well, it's dirt road, but a road no less. Beautiful properties nestled in here with amazing views. You get like some Utah desert, some like high alpine Colorado mountains, and a river. I mean, this is really, really beautiful here. It is just about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is the end of section 4. So from here, gotta find out, look at the weather charts, see if we're gonna camp or not, and I don't know, back of my head it would be really nice to have a rest day. It's now 3-4 days of riding. Would be nice to just take a day off, look over the bike, make sure everything is still running, change out air filters, look at the chain, clean out fuel filter, you know, normal stuff. Tighten up the steering stem. I will look at the details and debrief once I get somewhere, wherever I'm gonna stay.
Alright, so it is the day after I actually arrived here in Buena Vista, but since I took a rest day, I figured I'd recap the third riding day. So that would be the section 4 of the Colorado BDR. So started pretty early in Eagle, where I spent the night. I had to do a little bit of maintenance, tightened up the stem bearing nut, which eventually came loose again at the end of the day, but that did help the front end wandering. But got started early in the morning, went over to Gypsum, from Gypsum then hopped on some roads to get to towards like Crooked Creek Pass. Was pretty cold leaving Gypsum through those valley, dropped into the 40s, which was a little unusual, but it's a welcome change from the heat, so that was fine. almost dropped my bike for the first time there by getting hung up on a little D-ring off my luggage. So that was fun, but didn't drop it, just poked a little hole through my pants. From there, just really beautiful, windy forest roads going towards Crooked Creek Pass. The pass itself was uneventful. There was nothing really there. Just went over it. And from there, descended towards Hagerman. So as we're climbing up to Hagerman, it was a little tougher than I recalled. Though just coming from the Gypsum side is a lot tougher on that road because you have to go up those rough sections right at the beginning of the trail from that side. Decent sized water crossings, some scrambles, but honestly it was nothing crazy, so I wouldn't consider it like hard alt level. But some bigger bikes would probably struggle from that side going up. It was a fun ride up Hagerman, and we actually got to see the snowbanks, even though they were not as tall as I had hoped. I guess they just melted already. And then dropped into Leadville, grabbed some lunch there, and then headed back out of Leadville, which was fun. Quick little dirt roads. Went over towards like Weston Pass area, which was a nice fun ride, high altitude, pretty bumpy, nothing difficult, just really rocky, and then dropped down from there. Once at the bottom of Weston, the terrain changed quite a bit. It went from like the typical alpine Colorado terrain to red sand or dirt sand mix. Really fun, winding 2-track type of roads. Going over through a couple of water crossings. One was pretty long, the other one was a little bit deeper with a muddy climb at the end, but just good fun. Then drop into a forest where it was really windy, bank turns, a lot of little leaps you could take, little jumps and kickers. But eventually I got a little worn out at that point, and it got pretty hot. I ran into a couple of cow blockages on the trail. Came out, jumped onto 285, and then right back on the trail to Buena Vista. From there I could already see like a massive thunderstorm building over the Buena Vista Valley. So I kept riding. The trail actually it started out pretty easy, but then it turned into really steep, banked, sandy kind of conditions, which was a ton of fun. It's a lovely trail, but it would definitely be a little bit of a scramble on a big bike. But yeah, fun little Jeep trails, pretty sandy all throughout, and dropped to Buena Vista. My camping plans kind of got ruined with the thunderstorm rolling in. So drove over to Poncha Springs, where I'm staying right now, at a charming little motel. Took a rest day too, so I could just recuperate a little bit. Back starting to hurt, and I had to do some maintenance on the bike. So today spent the day doing some basic stuff like chain slack adjustments. I replaced the air filter, tightened up that stem nut again, and what else did I do? Just a couple other small little maintenance items. But yeah, worked out great. So tomorrow we're going to start from here, driving 20 minutes to Buena Vista, and jumping on the trail back and through the collegials towards Lake City, where we'll be staying. But yeah, looking forward to closing it out, and tomorrow's probably not going to be that eventful, but the day after that, going from Lake City to Telluride, that's the one I'm really looking forward to. Should be good riding.